It's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to the encore of Off the Chain episode 55. I wanted to start doing these again so you guys get familiar with the format. I usually stream these on the weekends live, and I'm going to get these back up and running very soon. So enjoy this one. I've got 10 Pound, Black Money, and Trekk with 2Ks on with me this evening. Check it out and leave your feedback and comments in the section below. Holla!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Off the Chain episode 55. Hope everyone's doing well. Shout out to Joy, LTC, Perozzi, a few other people in here. Crypto King USN, he's out here representing that Hex gang. I'll definitely come on the show, man. Give me a link or drop me a message in the DM, and I'll definitely come on and talk Hex. I don't know much about it. I'll do a little bit more research before I go on and give you my honest opinion. I had Hart come on my show. He slid in on a live stream one time. That was epic. But definitely we'll come on and talk about that. But thank you guys for joining Off the Chain episode 55. Ill Cryptmatic is in the house. We're going to get started here. I've got 3 guests tonight. 3 of my crypto friends. My man Alan Hena couldn't make it tonight, so we probably going to have a lot of argumentative sessions with him not here. But thank you guys for joining. Make sure you hit that subscribe, like button, all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to pull in my main guy, 10 Pound. He's in the building. 10 Pound, what's good with you, bro?
Hey, CB, how you been, bro?
It's good. Haven't seen you in a while. What's been up?
Just been, networking, growing, working, developing and whatnot. Also about to get into some consulting work with a very important figure in the music industry when it comes down to that algorithmic based level. Okay. So yeah, man, just out here, putting in work.
Yeah, I hear that, man. Let me do a little bit roll call here. Rage Against the Machine. That's my cuz out of the 313. We've got Dolan Duckett in the house. Matthew Reeks in the house. Can't forget my man Tim G. He's a member. If you guys want to become a member of my channel and support me further than just watching, definitely do that. Hit that join button for the different tiers on that. Let's bring in Trekk with 2Ks. What's good, brother? Happy New Year.
Same to you, bro. Same to you.
You know, the Morpheus glasses on as usual.
Hey, I gotta protect the eyes, man, because it's a lot of scams going on out here, and at the same time, it's just a lot going on when you look at it like, I can't take, bro. It's a lot. That's all I can say right now.
Yeah, man. Thanks for joining tonight. Hope you're doing well. We have to talk, man. You're part of the reserve, so you were down in DC, is that right?
I was, and I'm gonna say that our offline conversations ain't gonna be the same as the online conversations. I'm technically still on orders right now.
Okay, for sure. So we're gonna keep that politically correct. Let's get Black Money in the house. Black Money, thanks for joining tonight. What's good, man?
What's up? Happy birthday, Trekk. I didn't understand that the 2Ks meant something else. Now I understand what the second K is.
Okay.
Yeah.
That went over my head. I guess I don't understand what's going on here.
Right. So what's the K stand for? The extra K, Trekk. Would you like to elaborate?
Nah, it's literally just a thing about spelling, bro, and brand building. Like,
oh, I thought it was like an SKS or AK-47.
No, bro. So is that on the end of the military side? You think it played in that way?
Yeah.
Actually, no, bro. I'm a Trekkie. I'm a straight geek in regards to sci-fi shows, bro. So, it was the whole thing about like, what am I doing in this whole journey? Blah blah blah. I wanted another word. Trekk was the word. I couldn't do straight just the regular spelling, so I did my little add-on to it. And then over time, I got to, well, how do you distinguish yourself from? Because I like when I had to introduce myself to people, bro, they'd be like, "Wait, you mean track?" No. I said Trekk, like Star Trek.
Right.
So then it got to, listen, it's this Trekk with 2 Ks. And then that always ended up like clicking in people's heads.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. So Dolan Duckett is out of the 616 Grand Rapids. What's going on, brother? Home with Floyd Mayweather. With them hands, I'm pretty bad. But how you guys want to start tonight, man? I mean, it's so much going on in this world, bro. We were talking politics before we got started. So I know Space Black Money voted for Basement Biden. I know Mr. Trekk voted for Basement Biden.
Man,
Because guess what? If
He
you're
here.
black, you gotta vote for him, right? That's what he said. If
That's
you're
what he
black, if you don't vote for him, you ain't black.
I
I didn't
don't
vote
talk
for anybody.
politics, man. I don't only talk politics. I didn't vote for Biden. I usually write in.
Come
somebody.
on, man.
No, I think he's just a flat out racist. I have nothing to do with him.
Yeah, thank you. All time I hear some clear-minded black brothers talking.
Bruh, like even before he made that comment, it was one of those like, as far as I understand your track record, it's not the best. So me voting for you, I don't see it. And then when I heard that and I saw the clip, I was like, oh no. Like, not at all, bro.
Hey, Black Money, you peep how he had that jive talk
Yes.
kind of accent when he was talking.
Okay.
Come on, man. Look here, man.
He-
Let me tell you something.
He was
Yo.
fist bumping. He also said that in one of those speeches, he said poor kids are just as smart as white kids.
Horrible.
Yo, there's a guy, what is his name right now? Thomas Sowell, Sowell. Old school economics dude, wrote a ton of books. I recently came across him. He's like one of the, what's the name of this? I can't remember the name for the institution that he works for right now, but nonetheless, he made a point about how politicians do this thing where when they're on their campaign trail and then we're talking to certain demographics, not just black people, they'll do this thing where they'll talk black or they'll do like the Southern drawl talk. He showed a clip of ACO, what's the name? AOC doing it. He showed a clip of Hillary doing it. He showed a clip of Biden doing it, and then with somebody else. And I was like, wait a minute, you know what? That's some real shit right there. Like, yeah, they do that. And when you said this, is like it made me think of those particular situations where, yes, there is a time when on the campaign, depending on where they are, X amount of people will start doing the let me talk with the slang or the draw or like black talk.
Yeah, the black talk, man. That's so offensive, man. Just speak to me like you would speak to anybody else, man. None of that pandering stuff. So, but anyway, that's kind of politics. We're getting off subject tonight. We are talking tonight, ladies and gentlemen, about, of course, Wall Street bets. Man, they are wreaking havoc out here in these streets. They are, of course, Wall Street, capitals market, killing some of these short traders, short positions. Now they've crept over into the crypto side of things. We got Dogecoin pumping like crazy. We got XRP pumping like crazy. What are your thoughts, fellas, about Wall Street bets? And is this a bad thing for crypto, or what do you think?
CB. So first off, I got my ear to the ground when it comes to what's going on with XRP. And mind you, this whole XRP coordination has nothing to do with Wall Street bets. Okay, I'll come out here and plainly state it. I know, and I'm in direct conversations with the gentleman by the name of the XRP Bully on Twitter. You can go ahead and follow him. He sort of blew up on Twitter overnight. He's got more followers than you right now, CB. It's crazy.
That ain't hard to do.
I know. Like, he went from like 2K followers to 14K followers, like literally within a matter of like 24 hours. Like he blew up. I mean, he went.
So what do you think? Okay, tell us about this dude then.
So he made a Telegram group and a Clubhouse group at the same time saying February 1st, we're going to pump and hold XRP. All right. He made a Telegram group and literally everybody in the Clubhouse room was, why are you making this? Why are you doing this? What are you doing, man? The SEC is going to come after you. But he was like, man, whatever. We need more growth in this ecosystem. We need more developers. So I'm going to make this Telegram group. And I kid you not, it went from 500 people to 2,000 people to 4,000 people. Then he wanted to delete the group, but he couldn't delete the group. And now it blew up to 100K, 125K people in that one Telegram group, and they're all coordinated. There's multiple groups now actually because
So, but do you think there's some causation correlation thing going there? Meaning like Wall Street bets, people probably just infiltrated?
probably, but
That
I wouldn't say that they were behind the movement. Also, there's this guy by the name of Cyrus, who pretty much was a developer and an early Bitcoin adopter. He was talking about how, I kid you not, this guy was talking with Jed McCaleb, and he was working with Jed McCaleb, and he was going on trips to China with Jed McCaleb, and he was breaking down the fundamentals about how, since the Chinese government doesn't, want traditional religion, that these religious figures are now Western entrepreneurs in the tech sector, and they legitimately praise people that are revolutionizing the digital finance sector. They literally treat them as gods. And China is pumping XRP right now in their groups and on WeChat, and they're looking forward to February 1st as well. He was breaking down everything. They call
They
Vitalik
already in
Pride,
February 1st.
huh?
I said they already in February 1st for China.
yeah.
Let's see how this roll out when we wake up.
Yep. Yep.
hmm
But the thing is, guys, I just want to caution people is that, you got to be careful. These are dead cat bounces in both XRP and in Dogecoin. I got a Dogecoin t-shirt on repping tonight, and I love Dogecoin. It's a meme token. It's been around for since 2014. I really liked the community back then. And it's just a fun, playful meme token. Don't think this thing is going to $1 and all that stuff. You're going to get wrecked. If you're in it and you got in lower than where it is today, take that as a blessing. Take some profits, and you see what happened. It ended up being, I think, dropped 86% from its highs, and now it's back pumping again because they're trying to repump it along with XRP. You guys just got to be careful of these pump and dump schemes. That's all they are. Just be careful.
So it flipped it. Litecoin, Chainlink, Bcash, like it was crazy. It hit the top 6. Went ham.
Yeah, for sure. What's your thoughts on this Trekk in regards to this Wall Street bets group pumping stuff from equities to cryptos?
Generally I am not a price talk
No,
person.
you're not. I know.
Use Bitcoin. All right.
I know.
But in regards to this and looking at it from like a social engineering standpoint,
yeah,
man, there's definitely X amount of question behind, like, is it okay? So from what I understand about the Wall Street bet folks, or at least the people who are the head folks who started it out, like they definitely worked out to like do the charts, actually do the research, and like you couldn't figure out about doing the short squeeze if you weren't looking at the charts and crunching the numbers, right? So
in regards to GameStop or is this for crypto?
GameStop. Now, in regards to the GameStop side,
yes.
Now,
they weren't they were maybe the catalyst after the fact, but like you said, there were some fundamental things that were going on with that stock where the float for shorts were outstripping the number of long shares that were available. So that right there already creates a disaster for shorts.
So, but what I'm saying though, in regards to them as being I would argue, based on my limited understanding, it wasn't necessarily all FOMO for when they started moving on stuff, because they were crunching the numbers. They was looking at the charts. They was comparing things. And then the people who got put on, like I had a homeboy call me overseas today and was like, bro, I'm about to pay off my house in 3 months. His house is like double what my house is. Okay. My point being is, I think that there is a level of social engineering going on for like, yeah, they had their initial, like, we just chasing the bag. That's what we doing. But now you got the other people who are going to start looking to come in. And then the other question is, how are, the old school Wall Street kids, the Wall Street daddies, as far as companies, the older companies, and then the kids, which is the new age fintech companies that are connected to those older companies. How are they going to actually react to this? Like, yeah, we got the internet, but we're going through their platforms in order to do this thing of doing fractional share buy-ins, of doing puts and calls, and it costs you nothing to do a position. Now, bringing this over to the crypto side, King said this the other day on Gentlemen of Crypto. He was like how he sees it, and I agree with him on this, and that traditional finance people saw what was going on the crypto side where you was doing 100x, 300x. Like, even if you was doing some crazy short call, you wasn't doing no 5K-X on a traditional instrument of investment. Like, in the crypto space, we looking at that going like, oh, wait, oh, you did a 20x? Like, that's nothing. But we also got like 30% drops that can happen in 6 hours, like 3 hours, right? So they looking at it going, oh, let's see what happens if we give people the ability, but not tell them they have the ability to move the market in this way. And lo and behold, the Wall Street bet folks figured it out and was like, yo, we're going to tell everybody else. And now when it's shown that at the retail level you could do it, I honestly think this kind of opens up a can of worms on the end of, like 10 Pound was saying before, like as far as the Clubhouse thing, like you got other groups now popping up. So it's like a little Smurf village going on. And everyone's going to go through trying to figure out, how do I make this system that traditionally was not set up to work for me? And then the Wall Street daddies and the Wall Street kids is going to be mad through the rest of this decade because they're going to have to keep trying to figure out how to counter what, let's say, those on the outskirts are trying to break.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be one of them.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Space, Black Money.
Man, I did ask myself this question, I would say 2 days ago. One of the main Wall Street Bets people, his actual Twitter handle is Russian_market. And I was trying to figure out, I wonder if another country could actually sit here and try to, I guess, destabilize the United States by putting poor against rich and just, profiting off the turmoil. I know we're going ahead in this conversation. We're going to talk about quantum computers. So I just think that's kind of weird. But as far as the little guy side, I'm on the little guy side, and I did make a tad bit of money off of this whole crazy week. But it doesn't seem like it's 100% pure. I do think it's some other people pressuring the whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I personally think that what we have is, this is all caused by one organization. It's called the Federal Reserve. Okay. And then we're starting to see, seriously, bro, we're starting to see inflation pop up in these asset classes. Finally, it's getting to the little man. Now they're starting all this printing. This UBI is basically here to stay now. Universal basic income is here to stay. I'm sorry. I mean, you can't take it away now. You're going to have to forever give $2,000 here, $2,000 there to keep people, supplement people because of this pandemic, right? Pandemic, whatever you want to call it. That's where we are. So with this money now hitting the little guys, they're going to do speculative things. And I think that's what we have going on here.
Yo, okay. Max Kaiser said something I want to say a couple weeks ago on one of his streams, and he made a point about the Cantillon effect, which is like basically the closer you are to the production of the money, the higher and better chances you have, and the more access and ease you have in taking advantages of the benefits of being at the source printing part of the money until it gets to everybody else, right? And he was saying how, for how things are going right now, if you have the people who are up here doing all of the schemes and like moving the goalposts and all of what they doing to make sure they still get theirs, it only then like is exemplified when it gets lower down on the value chain. And so it's going to be a funny thing to watch what people at our level, Main Street level, come up with to figure out how to make it, right? To figure out, and I don't want to say like it's going to be about everybody trying to ball, even though it's going to be a lot of bag chasers. There's like no doubt about that. But I do think what he was saying as far as if I'm watching the leadership, right? So the politicians, the big corporation people, if I'm watching them scheme the system, then what do you think I'm gonna do?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. You had Nancy Pelosi put on some what she buy some calls from Tesla.
Yep. And then look at what's her name? Yellen. Yellen made like near $1 million off of what was it, Citadel?
Yep.
Yeah, they all were investing in March, right? Right before March, the end of last year, they all were investing. They all made money off that dip.
Yeah, man. I mean, my man Matthew Reek says UBI is communism. Call it what it is. Yeah, he's right, man. And that's the thing where, you know, I'm not necessarily a Republican. I'm definitely not a Democrat, but my view on the liberal side of things, you have to be careful with liberal parties. Not liberal people. I don't have anything wrong with against people who are liberal, but when you start taking liberal parties and they become corrupt, right? Power corrupts power. So you're gonna have, and you're having a situation where we're going down the path of socialism, and then socialism inevitably changes into and morphs into communism. So if we don't get some balance back here, I think we're really in trouble, man. We're really in trouble. So do you guys think how should people play this Wall Street bets phenomenon, right? It's now, as you said, Trekk, there are other little factions or groups popping up doing the same thing. 10 Pound mentioned that with XRP. How should people or how can people profit from this? Because there is money to be made. It's just you can't get emotional and hold on to the bag thinking it's going to go another. Man, listen, if you got 700%, 500% on anything, you better be taking profits.
Yeah,
you better be taking profits.
Here's how I tell people stuff when it comes to trading now, right? Or just getting into space as far as this crypto side stuff. If you are not looking to actually be someone who's active and pays attention, just don't do it. Like, bottom line, if you're not going to be looking at what's going on in the news feeds on Reddit or on Twitter, or like you paying attention to something that is letting you know at least every couple of days of what the hell's going on in the space, don't do it. Like, if that's not you, don't try to be that, because that's what will get you in your emotions. You bought something on Friday, you wake up come Sunday, it's like, oh, it's good. Then you come up on Monday and you're like, oh, wait, what do you mean zero? I was like 300x just yesterday. That's the space for you. That's the crypto side. And then if you're talking about on the regular traditional financial side, I would arguably say the same thing now. If you're not a person who's actually looking to pay attention, look at, like, in regards to, look at what happened with Robinhood. They literally just said, snap, we're going to change the rules and you can only sell now. You can't buy. And then, so it's like, wait, who are you buying? Who are you selling to? They wasn't selling to other retail people. They wasn't selling to other end users. They were selling back to the institutions. So like, if you're looking at the game being rigged and you recognize that, and you're not somebody who's looking to actually put in the work, like, don't mess with it. It's going to cause you a lot more heartache than I think most people are willing to deal with, especially going into the fact of the purchasing power of the dollar is going down, which means things are going to be more expensive. So you are going to be mad if you lost $5, and it's the same as if it was $100 or $5,000.
So I don't know if you guys recall, but I'm gonna pull this up really quickly. But Bitcoin was pumped over the last couple of days as well because of, I think, what Elon Musk made another mention of Bitcoin, and it shot up like crazy. And guess what? I mean, I'm gonna pull this screen up pretty much traversed that whole wave back down. This was the pump, and this is the dump. We literally went right back to where we were. This was where we were before the pump, and we're right back there. So these are classic pump and dumps, and people are getting wrecked, man. People are getting wrecked from these types of moves. I just want people to be careful.
Like a mofo, man.
How's he not getting hit by SEC violations, bro? I don't understand.
You know what though? I put him on the same par as Jamie Dimon. If Jamie Dimon ain't getting hit by the SEC, then I can see why Elon ain't getting hit. But if Elon get hit, they sure as hell better start talking to Jamie Dimon, because he been doing pump and dumps for like the last 3-4 years. And even what's the face? I'm gonna go back to this one again. Yellen, she did the same thing. Like they all doing their little things to like signal. That's the other part that annoys me.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, I would say for people out there watching, want to take advantage of this. It's very simple how you do this. All you have to do is literally go down the coin market cap list. I use CoinGecko. I think it's better. Go down the list, find out which ones haven't pumped yet, get in there before the pump happens, and then sit and wait.
But you still gotta figure out, you still gotta pay attention to what's going on. If you not about that, you know how many people I've talked to who I've been like, yo, so like, are you on Twitter? And they'll be like, no, I don't. I literally had a friend, somebody that I really care about daily, like, because I've known them for a while, right? So I'm like, hey, no, they hit me up and was like, oh, so how do I start buying the Bitcoin? And I'm like, all right, well, you know, you could just do this. But then I'm also thinking like, well, let me tell you about the other side that you should be aware of in regards to the fluctuation and da-da-da-da-da. And I know what they specifically are looking to do. And I said, hey, you should get this book, right? And I told them about Zay's book, Bitcoin in Black America. They literally said to me, no reading. I was like, what?
Wow.
I love this person dearly, bro. I
no
do. And
reading.
They said to me, what they said? They said, don't you do consulting? I said, yeah, but you don't know how much I charge. Like, it would be cheaper for you to just read the book and then know this stuff yourself. But but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is my people's for years now. And I was just like, yo, like, I got you, but I'm just really saddened that you said that to me just now.
10 Pound, you're still kind of into the whole precious metals thing, right?
Yeah.
Have you been following silver and what's going on over there with the silver market?
Well, yeah, it's a great rally. I think it's still like in recovery because it's severely undervalued. I mean, bro, you've got investors flooding into safe haven assets right now because this whole like investment climate is just ballistic. Everything that happened with GameStop, AMC, you know, all these different firms, bro, it's crazy. People are just in a mania right now, and investors just don't know what to necessarily do at this current time. And I believe that for the most part, precious metals, gold and silver are definitely going to stand the test of time. Of course, like, you know, it's, in fact, when everything goes down and there's like an EMP blast in the atmosphere and electronics are wiped, man, like,
everybody's
you know what I mean? Like, yeah, and other than the people that hold actual physical assets, right? So I mean, hey.
Yeah, so this is a good question. Don Joey Live says, what are your thoughts about the double spin transaction that occurred on Bitcoin's blockchain? And
wasn't
from my understanding, it really didn't happen. It wasn't a double spin, but explain what your thoughts was on that whole double spin, not really a double spin situation.
It was a forked block. It was just BitMEX detecting that there was an attempt to do double spend, and then they dumped the secondary transaction on the mempool, like as soon as it was detected. That's all that happened. The protocol works as is, and it's supposed to work that way. And that's just how, you know, it wasn't even like that much money. It was a $20 transaction. Like, okay, what's the point?
So in other words, Somebody was just going for getting the clickbait traffic to their website. That's it. They literally just took something and made it something bigger than by making a clickbait title.
But it's $20, man.
Like, but guess what? As opposed to being like, hey, let's talk about how the protocol worked like it's supposed to, we're gonna talk about it's a double spend.
Yeah. What is
and then make people question whether the Bitcoin protocol actually works. And you don't even know about like, oh, what is a mempool? Or all you know is, oh, there was a double spend, and now you question this whole thing about a trust reduced or trustless form of being able to send and receive money, even though you don't technically understand why it wasn't that.
Wasn't there more shares of GME sold than there actually were on?
Of course, yeah, hypothecation, yeah.
Rehypothecation, bruh.
So what about that? That's worth more than $20. Looks like a billion.
Are you referring to what are you referring to? GameStop?
Yeah, GameStop.
Yeah, no. So rehypothecation in the equities market is a known thing, bro. They don't settle these shares anymore. So these brokers houses have definitely more than one copy or claim on a share. So that's been going on, you know. So as you stated, that's way worse than what this $20 supposedly double spend happening on BitMEX.
You brought up Robinhood a second ago.
Mm-hmm.
And when they stopped the transactions, there was another company that's behind them called Apex Clearing. They actually do the back end process. M1, Robinhood, Stash, and a few other companies. So they stopped transactions, and it affected the other. I know Robinhood was part of the decision, but that one company stopped it on several platforms at one time.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's throw this one out because I don't know. So I've said this a number of times. I look at everything from a marketing standpoint, and I don't know who told the CEO to go out there and talk the way he was talking, but they did not prep him well. Because I was watching one of his interviews on CNN. Yo, the host, what's his name? God, I can't remember his name right now, but he just made him look stupid. He really made him look stupid because he kept trying to say, well, he kept saying repeatedly it was about the regulations. And he never mentions the company on the back end that does the clearing for them. And then he kept saying how they weren't told to do anything and they were moving preemptively. And this was about protecting the customers. And in my head, I'm listening to this. I'm going, wait, but like, I know what your business model is. And I think most of us know what your business model is. You're not talking about the end users, sir. Why? And then I was also wondering, why wasn't the host calling him out on that part in regards to who are you saying the customers are, right? But the other part about like the back end, the host, I forgot his name right now. He brought up how if there was an issue, then why? Because what is it? GameStop trades on the New York Stock Exchange and New York Stock Exchange. So if there was an issue, wouldn't it have been on the New York Stock Exchange to halt all trading? As opposed to what then happened with the new fintech sub companies, like I say, the Wall Street kids, where they went at their level within the value chain and they stopped one.
Listen, trade. I compare Robinhood to our BitMEX. Robinhood is our BitMEX. They go down when always timely, right? When the market's rallying, they go down. When the market's tanking, they go down. Can't sell. So I think I don't know what's going to happen with Robinhood, but it just shows you like nothing is free. So when you say you're giving us commission-free trades, something that they're selling the order flow, we know that to the big guys, but I'm just saying, like, I think we've come to the end, bro, when it comes to this equities market and the trading frenzy. It feels so much like 2000s. Everyone was a day trader, everyone was making good money with options and stuff. I just think, man, something structurally is going to happen in the equities market that possibly will, do you think, help Bitcoin cryptos, or will it hurt Bitcoin and cryptos if things kind of fall apart in the equities market? Because I personally think we're pretty pegged to what's going on in the equities market. If you look at it, bro, like equities down, stocks down, equities up, stocks up. I mean, crypto's up. So
okay, let's put it this way. If you're talking about it from like, you know, the big money, the big table, Wall Street daddies level shit, I would argue they would probably run into Bitcoin because that's the major pump thing right now. You know, what's his name? Michael Slayer has his thing coming up. I think that's this week.
Yeah,
and
it
so
does this week.
Right. So you got that situation, and he's being the thought leader right now because he's been on the tear, on the PR tear, pushing his narrative, right? I would argue that X amount of the folks would go to what they know with him, as opposed to like talking about the retailer level folks. Like, and the reason why I'm like, I don't know, is because if you look at how our market sentiment or like market understanding works, it doesn't have the same like form and restriction and control as people who are at that bigger money level, because they have the patience, they have the charts. And like, I'm not saying we don't have access to the charts and the data, but in regards to our behavior and what our pattern looks like so far, like FOMO and FUD, like it makes us do crazy things. What do they say? Like, people can be more like last longer, illogical than the market can be stable or something like that. I totally messed it up.
Yeah,
but you know what I'm talking about.
The market can remain irrational longer than you can remain solvent.
Right.
Yeah.
And at the retail level, like, I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, I hear you. But to, I guess, sum it all up, guys, like, what's your thoughts on Dogecoin at this point? Black Money, have you been purchasing it? Are you staying away from it? What's your thoughts on that?
I look at it the same way as I did. It's a meme coin. It's basically a cyclical pump and dump. Every now and again, somebody comes and they pump it, it dumps.
Yeah.
It just keep going back and forth. I did get in on it like maybe the night before it pumped, and then halfway through the day I got out before even going all the way up. I wasn't being greedy. I just wanted to get a little bit and move on, because all those people who are buying around 7 and 8, they're all bag holders right now.
Oh, they're done. Yeah, they're done.
They're waiting for the next one. They're praying for Elon Musk to say something on Twitter so they can try to get it back anywhere close to it.
Yo, they got a hold for at least like 2 years. Yeah. I'm not a price person, and I don't do charts on that.
Yes, real talk, Trekk.
Like, you're gonna have to hold for a while, and if you're not about that life, again, don't do it. Like,
yeah, I told
that's what I say all the time.
Hey, can I get into this Doge? It's like, hey man, are you ready to pay attention to it for 3 solid hours and don't look away? If you're not, don't do it at all, because it's gonna go back down to where it was originally. Like, we're back at the level of the previous pump. Like, I believe when Elon pumped it on Twitter like a month or so ago. That's the level we're on right now.
That's December.
And
it did have another rally today, I believe. It's up, man. Let me see here. Today is up 20%, so it's trading at 3.5 cents right now. This whole Dogecoin army is trending hashtag on Twitter. Again, guys, just be careful, man. I wouldn't touch it. If you didn't get it before the move up, just go look. Like I told you, go look for another token, because they're pumping. Uniswap. I was in that. I forgot. I was telling 10 Pound. I still had a big bag of that. Forgot I had it, and it's 700%.
I didn't forget you had the bag. I didn't forget at all. I was counting your pockets.
Come on, man. We did have that talk after the last stream. We did. Hey, I don't have no crypto, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
I lost all mine.
Right.
Yeah, I lost mine. I sent it to wrong address or something. But yeah, man, like if you just go find out, like, I don't know, do your own research on how to, get a pulse on the sentiment, but go look and see which coins haven't been pumped yet, and just sit there and wait for the boom, and you can make you some good money. But don't get emotional. Don't hold on to these cryptos thinking it's just going to continually head higher forever. It ain't gonna happen, people. It ain't gonna happen.
Not to mention, bro, like I said this like 2 years ago. Like after we went through what we did with the 2017 and there being 35,000 different coins, like what 3,500 different coins. Like we culled down over the last 2 years. It's gonna be another one where we're gonna call down to probably 1,000, maybe 1,200-ish. And then it'll like, and again, if you're not about paying attention to this stuff, I just say, like, outside of going for the let's say the classics, just don't do it, and you'll save yourself a lot of grief.
Yeah, definitely. So let's talk about Ray Dalio. He's basically came out and said that if you guys don't know who he is, a pretty well-known investor, Wall Street guy, big titan in the Wall Street game. Runs a really big hedge fund. I think I can call it a hedge fund, Bridgewater. But yeah, he's basically come out and said that the recent market rebellion shows growing anger and intolerance in the U.S. Thoughts on that, Trekk?
All right, so you didn't send that one, but knowing his, knowing the little bit about his history that I do know, I don't know whose side he's really talking on. Is he talking about it from the standpoint of traditional investors being like, hey, we have an issue with where we're not able to move the market as the way that we were able to move it before because the retailers have figured out certain things? Mm-hmm. Or is he saying that, from the retailer, the little guys, and who's trying to make something, you've now seen that the curtain got pulled back and it's just some guy behind the curtain talking into the mic. Like, I don't know. Again, you didn't send that one, so I didn't read that one to know what standpoint he's talking from.
Yeah, from my understanding, he's real vague about which group he's talking about. He just says it concerns him that more general anger and almost hate and the view of bringing people down that now is pervasive in almost all aspects of the country, that general desire to hurt one another. He goes on to say that while that's a lovely anecdote, the truth of the matter is that Ray Dalio may not have an idea of what kind of revolt could actually be on its way. He said it's beginning to understand the mechanics of the market. He thinks that the everyday trader is. So he is talking about the everyday trader. He's talking about the everyday trader, the little guy.
So I'll say this one then. I think that for what's going on right now, and traditional economists and business folks might argue me down on this one, but I think that retail level buyers, I said this on LinkedIn earlier, like the guppies are bigger in a collective than the whales. And what we kind of see happening right now is if you threw out all of the traditional metrics and technical analysis, things that you use to judge the value of a company, to judge the projected profits of it, and what's supposed to be the thing to make it last. If we're in uncharted territory, people like him, even Mark Cuban been doing a little bit of trolling too within the retail level folks to try to get an understanding of, like, how are you moving the way you're moving? What is the motivation behind I would argue, groupthink mentality? Like, how a school of fish move?
Yeah.
Like that's what the Wall Street bets thing is kind of like to me. Where like traditional Wall Street, type folks, as far as the institutions and stuff, they would be like a school of orca, aka killer whales. Like it's a school of them moving together. Like, yeah, they're big, but it's only like 8-9 of them in the pack. And then when you're talking about like a school of fish, like guppy level size, you're talking about a couple hundred that could like totally cloud out. But my point being is, I think what's getting a lot of the traditional folks is the way that they've been taught through school, through the traditional experience of the last like 50 to 60 years. We're not in this new age, we're not following those rules anymore. And that's what's messing them up, because they can't make their projections going forward.
Yeah, Black Money, what are your thoughts on Ray Dalio?
I think he is talking about the little guy, and in regards to anger, because I'm part of the little guy, I understand how you could be angry at a bigger institutions for one doing whatever they want to. Anytime they get ready to fail, the government steps in and gives them welfare and gives them a handout, and they turn around and tell you that we'll give them millions and billions of dollars, but we'll give you $1,200. Now live off that. So we get around almost a year of a pandemic. They turn around and give you they slide you $600 and say deal with it. And the minute that we're able to do something and actually start getting money off the market, they freeze everything and say, well, the game is really meant for us, not for you. So stop, turn around, go back to your house and die. That's what they want you to do. They just want you to die. So
yeah, I was pretty disturbed. Well, I wasn't surprised, but disturbed to hear they were opening an investigation possibly onto this whole situation with the Wall Street bets fiasco. Like, to me, I'm just wondering, like, what can they do? What, can you not be able to talk about stocks in forums anymore?
yeah,
Listen, and this is what I mean, guys. This is why I'm upset that they banned Trump. I'm upset they banned my guy Alex Jones. He's crazy. He's at outlandish viewpoints. They banned Louis Farrakhan. They banned these people. You think it's just gonna stop there? No,
Nope.
the line gets pressed more and more and more. So that's why you got to stop it at the beginning. Stop banning people for speaking the way they want to speak. I don't care if it's a hate group. I don't care if it's whatever. I think they need to be able to talk online and express their opinions.
Yeah,
I got it. Go ahead. Sorry, let money go.
I think when they're banning people and they're only banning things that's not going their direction. So when all that chatter was about the insurrection and Civil War and all that stuff, that was allowed to go through. But this about taking down the stock market or something like that, that gets stopped. So
no, the insurrection stuff got banned too.
I mean, but it happened. Like, it happened. It seems like they didn't do anything to call it, and they knew that it was coming. They didn't do anything to protect the event that day. It was really relaxed security for such a big event. I've seen festivals that had more police presence than that.
Yeah, for sure. So I said this. So Twitter is funny, man, because like some days my posts be hitting, other days my joints go straight to the back of the bus, bro. Because I said something along this line the other day where it's like, yo, if you tell me you support freedom of speech, you should be upset that Trump got his account got closed down on Twitter. Like, understand the fact
Did that tweet get any traction?
Bro, that joint disappeared.
Exactly. You got shadow banned.
I be sideways shadow banned, bro. And I don't even like
it's sad, man.
Care
and
anymore.
So yeah, you can't be talking about freedom of speech and then turn around and do stuff like that. Ban and censor and shadow ban people, bro. It just doesn't make sense. We're really at a crossroads, I think, in America with these big tech companies. Are they going to be protected as what is it? What do they call it? Like a publisher or something, where
Or
they
a
get
public
certain
utility.
rights, right? But now they get to live on both sides of the field of the line because they get certain rights, and then they can go and actually censor you. Which is it going to be? You got to pick one side or the other.
That's why they got lobbyists. I was listening to something the other day, and they were breaking down the numbers. Google and Amazon, I think, of the techs have the largest lobbyists for DC. Like a whole department amount of folks that just deal with, let's look at all the legislation that's going to come through that is somehow going to affect the company, and let's work to get it in our favor. Now, like, again, I look at it. I remember, like, when I was in college, so this is like a while ago, I remember I used to ask my, like, history professors about this, where if the Constitution is about protecting you from the government, you got the Bill of Rights and all that fun stuff. My question was always, well, what stops the private company from doing stuff to you? No one ever had an answer. Lo and behold, here we are. The private company is what arguably works as an extension of the government to stop you from things like public demonstrations, saying certain things online. Like, at the end of the day, like, I feel like we're at this point, especially here in the States, because when I talk to my people overseas, Germany, Africa, Western Europe, Eastern Europe, they're always just like, yo, like, why do y'all get so sensitive about certain subjects? And I'm just like, I don't know what to tell you, honestly. Like, we're just at this point now where if you don't say something that makes me feel good and doesn't make me question myself, I'm okay with you. But once you say something that makes me feel uncomfortable, now all of a sudden it's like, oh, you're this, you're that.
So crypto bully says, highlighting the wrong thing. Crypto bully said, yes, let's let everyone scream fire in a movie theater. So he's basically saying we do need to censor some people because some talk is dangerous. But who
decides?
Who judges that? That's so subjective.
An algorithm. That's what an algorithm.
But the algorithm is subjective. They inherently program it a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
You know how the algos work. You train it, right? So you say, okay, it'll go through and cycle through, right?
Do you think private platforms are part of public speech? Like,
yeah, when they get this big as Twitter, Facebook, that's the thing. Like, they need to do something about this, bro, because it is public. It's public speech. It's a private company, but it's so big. Anything they say, it can have big impact. But at the same time, now you're allowing them. They're all left. They're liberal leaning. I know some of you have probably seen the Project Veritas undercover videos that they obtained from Twitter and their company meetings. They're clearly saying they're going to go after conservatives.
Yeah, I saw that.
Blatant. That's their initiative. They didn't say liberals and no extreme left stuff, just conservatives.
Well, the government has come out and stated that they're going to be like going after like liberals, not liberals, the libertarians, conservatives, and various activists that were like pivotal and like the whole riots and whatnot. So, if you put a target on your back in a surveillance state, it's a big mistake. It's a red flag. So
again, just to jump back to the beginning of all of this, remember that you voted for these people. You voted, not everyone here, but you voted for these people. So when they start doing what they do, or they continue doing the sideways, whatever BS things that they do that impact your life in a negative way, guess what? That's who you voted for.
Man,
hey, for sure.
Hey, a choice, Trekk.
Did
you see a good choice out of candidates?
I'll be honest, I did not.
Me neither.
I did not.
I
ain't gonna lie, I didn't.
I never think of them as candidates. I think of them as a conglomerate amalgamation of whatever companies paid for them. So
Yeah,
I
they're
don't.
corporate sponsors.
Yeah, I think they're just the front man, the figurehead for us to look at, but they represent a group of companies that will rule us for the next 4 years.
For sure. Hey, but to pivot the conversation, can we go ahead and touch base on this whole quantum computer
Yes,
deployment?
bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one
because
one
we were just talking
second.
about algos.
Yeah, before we do that, I saw a message that this person said, Omnibone said, "You supporting black?" Question mark. You still got very TA. No, he got his patent right. I don't know what TA means, but yes, that's something we didn't touch on, which was the fact that Reggie Middleton's patent on DeFi got cleared, or is he's got that patent now. It went from what is it, provisional to a non-provisional. So now he has a patent on that DeFi. Remember UltraCoin? I think he started it way back then, the patent for it. Have
Okay.
you guys know anything about that?
I've been I'm gonna say I've been seeing some things pop up in the Telegram group, but I don't necessarily read all of the messages. But I have been seeing notifications pop up like probably over the last month and change. I just don't go in and read all of the stuff. It's way too much stuff going on in Telegram right now, honestly. But
Anyone else?
No, I'm looking at it right. I'm trying to look it up right now. It's Reggie Middleton.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got slapped by the SEC with a major fine, and Veritasium pretty much fell.
Ain't even a word, bro. Slap ain't even a word what they did to him.
Yeah, they hit him with a book, bro. They straight up hit him with like a book.
It was like, oh
yeah, right. Yo, the book was like attached to a sledgehammer, and like they straight up like went straight up.
Listen, I need for all the like the black dollar folks and the support black folks, you need to understand, if you were paying attention to what was going on with Reggie for as long, I don't know how long you wasn't paying attention, 10 pound, but I know me and Blood, like we was like back in 2015 timeline.
Yeah.
So like,
no, Reggie started out even before crypto. Like I used to follow him on CNBC. He won twice in a row, best stock picker. So I've been following him boom bust days. You know what I'm saying? So I know Reggie. Yes, I support black. You think I got 3 black dudes on the show? What you talking about? But just because I support, so I can be critical of an individual, and you know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing about black people. Like if you're critical about a black project or company, then you hating and you're not for black people progressing. No, it's not the case. I think that Reggie is one of the smartest dudes I've been around when it comes to finance, bro. He's above me, and I think I know a decent amount about how the financial structure of this country and ecosystem works. But I always said, like, bro, just because you declare that something isn't something doesn't make it not something in the eyes of the SEC.
Right.
Like they can make it be whatever they want it to be. And I understand how they came to that conclusion that he shouldn't have been selling those as securities, even though he said that they weren't. But hey, he's not the only one. You know, SEC has made many companies, examples out of many companies. Just so happened he was black. It is what it, you know how.
Yeah, but the law is so convoluted, man.
It's very convoluted.
Yeah, bro. Like seriously, you got all these different like indexes that you can just look through in these law books, and it's insane how like complex it is. The tax code in itself is so deep in this country. Like the law just needs to be simplified, man. The law needs to be
that way on purpose, bro.
I know it is.
Purpose. And I told the thing with Reggie, and what I was critical about was the fact that he pivoted to this whole like, you know what I'm saying, Trekk, the whole like he went toward the go back thing, and because he was
just
running
like
into
the
issues.
line was moving. And it was like, bro, what's going on? Like
So when he was doing that, I think he knew what was going down at that point behind the scenes. But anyway, the patent is great. I don't know what he can do with that as far as leveraging that. It takes
Somebody said
money
it's
to
in
defend
Japan.
patents. Like once you get a patent is one thing, and you spend $50,000-$60,000 over the course of 3, 4, 5 years. It's a long process to get a non-provisional. But once you get it, now you got to defend it. So are you going to spend the money to defend your patent against whoever? I don't know. I mean, everyone's using this DeFi idea. Are you going to sue Uniswap? Are you going to sue all these various protocols and entities? I don't know how he plays that into his hand.
Is it actually DeFi though? Because someone's saying that it's in like more than one person said it's in Japan. And Japan is very heavy on the regulations for how their space has developed out. So I'm curious on that.
Yeah,
I might have to look into it later.
I'm gonna look into it a little bit more.
Look at read what's in the Telegram group and what's going on, because now I'm curious.
Yeah, but again, I have to go back. The token is I said this well before it dropped. I said, listen, do not buy that token. Okay, Veritasium, the company, sure. I don't know how you can support and invest in that, but the token has been seized. I know there's still some outstanding, but majority of the 98 million of tokens were seized by the SEC, and I think that's done. So he won't be using that token in whatever rebirth that he comes up with, which I'm sure he's working on something. So just keep that in mind.
Well, do you think authorities could possibly like thwart anything that he's going to do with the platform that he's created?
His price?
Yeah. So I read through the SEC suit, and he settled with them. He cannot directly participate in any crypto stuff, like crypto.
Is that forever, or is that like in a block of time?
I didn't see a block of time. I just saw that he couldn't participate in any crypto issuance of anything of that nature. So we'll have to see how that happens. But yeah, it's all season. It may pump. I'm just telling you, long term, if you anything can pump in this market, boy.
Exactly.
Anything. So I'm not even saying it can't.
There's a new version. There's a crypto version of Wallstreet Bets called, what is it? Satoshi something.
Satoshi Street Bets.
Yes. I seen that today. I was like, okay, so this is where we at right now, huh? All right, let's see how this play out. You know, we going into this also,
bro. Absolute mania. So what we got now, let's go ahead and talk about the desktop quantum computer coming out of China. Why China always got to seem like they're ahead of the curve, fellas? Like,
because they are, bro. like, let's stop playing dumb. Let's stop playing dumb. Oh man,
because they are.
Like
10 pound. Talk to us on this one, brother.
Man, so this company out of Shenzhen is called SpinQ, and they really want to push this computer to like desktop enthusiasts that are operating in the research and development space. So this is supposed to go international across many different college campuses and whatnot. And if you got like $5,000, you could probably just buy one for your damn self, because like you can get a $5,000 like gaming computer right now. So why not just experiment with quantum?
Right. So it's only 2 qubits, right? So it's not a lot. But depending on what algorithms you pair those 2 qubits with, you could probably do a decent amount of experimenting. And I highlight this because my whole recurring thing that I always try to put out there on my channel is that watch out for quantum. It's a game changer. It's a double-edged sword, though. It's good, but it's also bad. Combine quantum with AI, you got a problem.
Hey, but if you implement this at scale, right, like you could pretty much break the fabric of society. Honestly,
right. So exactly, you bring up a good point. So you put this machine together with like a coordinated network to combine power. You could probably do some damage.
So here's what I'm gonna throw in this as far as like the cybersecurity end of it. And if things were probably under the old administration, it would have been highly unlikely they would have got to penetrate the American market because everyone would have been concerned about security backdoor issues. From how I understand things with the new administration, I can see this starting to appear on campuses, let alone, you know, the DIY person who has the funds to get it themselves.
Mhm.
I still, in regards to reading the article, was kind of like, wait, so are we saying this is like actual quantum? Are they doing the game that we do here in the States when we talk about America now has 5G and you can have
Right.
connectivity everywhere you go? It's like,
Right. It is quantum, but it's
like we
at
got
2
quasi
qubits, bro. It's
quantum?
at 2 qubits is not, you know, I don't know how much performance. Maybe Trekk can speak on this. 10 Pound can speak on this, but what's your thoughts on the power of this 2 qubits? Is it anything that we really can do something with?
Well, it's something that you can like experiment with and actually start making applications within and understanding like, you know, the quantum mechanics behind like these sort of stack flows. And it's not even a stack flow. It's, you know, I'm no quantum expert, but I know that like compared to I believe it's traditional computing, like there's no zeros and ones. It exists in like space time until it's like absolutely like defined. So it's a completely different operational process. So yeah, there's a lot that you can do with this technology, and I think it's actually really bleeding edge. It's absolutely bleeding edge.
Yeah, for $5,000,
yeah.
and they're working on. So they do have one that was way more powerful.
But it was
I
like
think it was like 50
you didn't even
grand though, right?
yeah.
Mhm.
It was,
Yeah.
and it weighed like 121 pounds.
Yeah.
So
This is like if you think about it, taking a computer that typically belongs in its own room, right? Like a giant computer in a room, and just like fractionalizing it and then shipping it around to all these different developers and seeing what they come up with, what their experiments yield, you know? So yeah, I just want to know how exactly this is going to like integrate with traditional computing as well, because eventually there's going to be hybrid devices, right? Like you could have like a PCIe like or some sort of different framework that looks like PCIe. They can integrate like quantum like integration within traditional computing, because you
right,
kind of need that if you think about it to like, you
because
know, make the
right,
next
because the
step.
architecture is totally different on a typical traditional computer, right? They're
Hmm.
using totally different frameware and
Yeah.
code at the hardware level.
Hmm. But that's the thing, like quantum computers aren't good for like, you know, everyday tasks on a machine. Like they
Not
just
yet,
aren't.
yeah.
Yeah, so not yet, exactly. So that's what this is meant for. This is supposed to be a bridge into like a completely different way of computing. First it was ARM, now it's this. I'm telling you, they're gonna find a way to make this applicable in traditional computing and completely revolutionize what we can do with our standard computers, including our cell phones too. So
Are
yeah,
you concerned about quantum computers and its progress and cryptos?
well, yeah, and I think Bitcoin isn't quantum resistant. It's gonna, oh man, it's crazy to think about it, but like it's gonna lag really hard, like to try to even implement anything that's quantum resistant. As for Ethereum, I think Ethereum has a lot of legs to move and grow and to become quantum resistant. So yeah, um, there are way more
I
developers.
agree. I agree with you there. I think Ethereum is in a better position to pivot and
Hmm.
upgrade more than Bitcoin is.
Yeah, man, no doubt. It just makes sense because they're actively developing Ethereum to be the world's computer, a sky computer. And this sky computer can essentially change its consensus algorithm. That's what they're doing right now with Ethereum 2.0. So there's nothing stopping them from saying ETH2 is now quantum resistant.
So, do
Go ahead.
you? Doesn't it look like it's a well-priced Trojan horse where all these quantum computers
Like,
across the
bro, that's why I said from a security standpoint, it's like, nah, you're not bringing that over here. Like, bet. Let's put it this way: pass the muster. If this makes it in Israel, for the educational institutions and like the DIY folks out there. And if you understand anything about Israel, you know why I said that as the benchmark.
Oh man, they're number one. They're number one when that comes to that tech, man.
Yeah.
They're up there for sure. Yeah, we'll have to see, man. Like I said, I always try to anything I can see come across when it comes to quantum computers. I'm very concerned with it. Not just Bitcoin, because that's like a lesser of a issue. It's more so who gets that quantum supremacy to the point where they can crack a lot of the encryptions that we use over the internet and stuff. That's bigger than even Bitcoin. That's the last thing on my mind when it comes to that, like nuclear keys and all that stuff, bro. Like it can get ugly really fast, right?
The traditional banking sector, people's passwords, like yeah, man. There's a lot of social engineering and geoengineering that's coming behind with the rails with this tech. Like literally, it's behind the rails of information. So hey, like bro, people got to start waking up to this like real quick. I like their branding, and I really like that. Nice. Yeah, dude, the front-facing IO looks sick too, man. I like that color scheme, bro. Honestly, I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna buy it, but I think it's cool.
Yo, like that picture that they have makes it look small, but if you're looking online, it looks like sizable, like a tower.
Yeah, it's like a full ATX full tower, bro. Like it's huge. It's pretty. It's like the size of my desk, man.
I'm trying to find the website for it though. Like everything just leads to articles about it, but actually trying to find their website. Anywho, let's go on.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. I'll keep an eye out on it and see how SpinQ is a company out of Shenzhen. Listen, Shenzhen been ahead of the curve for years. On when it comes to tech, man. It's just crazy how their work ethic over there is insane. But speaking of Ethereum, you brought up Ethereum 10 pound. This one analyst is saying this is really more so was for Alan. He's not here tonight, ladies and gents, but I brought this one up for him. Basically, this analyst is saying that Ethereum is an unfinished product, right? And he thinks that it's just a lot of speculation at these prices. As far as the valuation, he says is rather circular use case so far that revolves around the trading, leveraging, liquidity provision, and gamification of altcoins. Who wants to take this on as far as where we are with Ethereum, and should it be priced at $1,200, $1,400, $1,300 with a market cap of what? What's this market cap, like 60 billion or so? I don't know. I can't remember.
60 billion, man. Come on, bro. It's 60 billion.
What is it at?
Bro, it's at 146 billion.
I left off a couple.
Man, you understated my market cap like
you know.
Dang, that's crazy, bro.
I mean,
all right, so hear me out. Let me elaborate, okay? I'm heavily involved in the DAO ecosystem.
Okay.
I'm involved in various different projects. I got my ear to the ground listening to developers. And yeah, it's designed in a way for it to be ever evolving. So of course, it's never going to be finished. It's a constant, project that's expanding and evolving as different applications are developed on top of it. It's not supposed to be a finished product. This isn't like a toaster that you can go to the store and pick up off the shelf and plug in and use it. Like
sure. But 10 pound, is the price currently set at, is the market pricing it as a finished product? I think that's kind of what the analyst
the market is not pricing it as a finished product. If it was, we'd be seeing $50,000 for an Ethereum right now.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to it, this is still a proof of implementation, proof of development, price action. This price discovery is nowhere near the evaluation that it should be at from a technical standpoint. Dude, we have so much money locked up in these DeFi protocols. We have so many developers building applications and looking to integrate with this tech. Like, bro, they're DJs, like superstar DJs that are already tokenizing their work and deploying it on top of Ethereum. We got many different brands. Oh, what are you gonna say,
Yeah.
CB?
So what is the valuation? Because it can't be off of performance, can't be off of throughput. What is it? It's just that because it's like first mover advantage when it comes to smart contract platforms, blockchains.
Well, I guess you could say that, but it's also the implementation of what the first movers are doing on top of the protocols. So it's a matter of how much value your protocols are bringing to its user base and how your users can interact with you through these smart contracts. So hear me out. Ethereum's never going to be finished. It's just never going to be finished. There's always some sort of improvement that's going to be proposed through EIP. And
As it
speaking of
should
which,
be. It's software.
yeah, absolutely. So EIP 1559 is looking to cap the gas fees and also add a deflationary supply to Ethereum. And of course, when ETH2 is fully rolled out in phase one, right, people are going to be staking these Ethereums, and it's going to be something completely different than what it is today. So, like, what's to say that EIP 5000 isn't going to completely revolutionize the tokenomics of Ethereum as well, like further down the line? Like, we're talking about like a symbiotic relationship between computers and code at a global scale. All right, it's not supposed to be finished. It's never going to be finished.
Trekk, is Ethereum price correct? I know you're not a price guy, but you got it. That $1,400-$1,300 is blaring. You can't ignore that.
So okay, on the personal, I'm actually annoyed because I'm messing with NFTs now.
Oh man!
And so
you've
price
been spending more on gas than the NFT.
Bruh.
Yo, what are you guys talking about? You can deploy, bro. You can deploy an NFT with gasless transactions right now.
No. Mintable came out with something last week, and there's two versions of what you could do. You could create the NFT, but what you then end up doing is you're pushing the gas fee over to the person who takes it from you if they're buying it or if you transfer it. So that's one example. And then was it Rarible or OpenSea came up with their own version. Nonetheless, it is not dealing with the actual issue of lowering the gas fee. They're just displacing the cost of the gas fee past the creator of the NFT. So that's my one issue. So I had to go over to the I'm gonna say this because I know this is gonna make your day. Other people might be a little bit annoyed, but for the book I'm working on right now, I had to make the NFTs on Wax. So that's the EOS blockchain, right? I showed you one of the cover pieces the other day in our group chat.
Man, I need Alan here, boy.
Yeah, right. But let me put this.
Alan Hena, I'm coming for you, nigga. T Booker T on him, dog.
Yo, my days.
In regards to the article, though, I want to put it in context in that you have someone who is a number cruncher who is arguing about the technical side of software as it relates to price value, and they're telling you because there's not an exact end date to completion of something, it shouldn't be this. It's only because it doesn't work in the universe that he operates in, and then he's talking into a lane where it's like, but that's not how software works. And then you also understand that the market doesn't understand how software works. It's so stupid. Bruh. So my point being is it overvalued? I mean, I could probably argue that it's undervalued. Like,
how? Okay, explain. I don't understand how it's undervalued.
Because even though X amount of people don't understand the technical side of why, if I do a good enough push of just showing like what's been kind of going on lately, where it's like, oh look, Ethereum has the most dApps being built on it right now, or the most dApps activity. And then if you don't understand how to look at the numbers, right, as far as like what are you actually seeing in the activity, if I just throw out a whole number to you and say like, oh, there's like 500 different things on the Ethereum blockchain, and then someone says, oh, well, what about EOS? EOS has, a major name like Topps trading card connected to it. All right, that's cool, but like, it's a whole, like, it's all a presentation game, bro. And like, however I want to present it to you for what my end goal argument is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, again, I could probably argue it's undervalued and saying like, well, it's undervalued because if I say that there's X amount of activity on it in comparison to another blockchain, well, why isn't it higher value? Because most of the activity is going on over here. But it's about how I'm framing the activity, right? As opposed to me saying, well, it's overpriced because it's not complete as a software. Like
me after Trekk just made his statement.
All
right, Trekk, man. All right, so Black Money, man. What's your thoughts?
Right.
Is Ethereum overvalued, undervalued, or at parity where it should be right now?
I'm gonna say personally,
I think it's undervalued. I think it's undervalued because we still got things on top of it like Maker, Yearn, and Rat BTC. All those are actually usually valued more than the actual Ether. So I would think that anything built on top of it should at least be, I don't know, less or equal to, but I feel like since everything's riding on top of Ethereum, it should be way more than that. As far as it being complete, nothing is complete. Like he said earlier, even your favorite software isn't complete. That's why they push out updates all the time. If somebody is thinking like whatever I design right now is done, they're wrong. Everything's a work in progress. If it doesn't change, it's gonna fail.
Yep.
So
let's pivot this conversation to developers literally pledging support for Polkastarter and from Polkastarter getting on top of Polkadot. What do you guys think about that?
Not even my lane because I don't mess with them.
Dang, them my ops. Trekk said those the ops,
but they're not though, bro.
With them.
No. Okay,
I know. I'm just playing.
Right. I just realized what you said. Why I said what I said is because I have not messed around with Polkadot or the other stuff, so I don't even know what to say heads or tails on it.
Fair.
John Hill, aka Default, made a bold statement. EOS will outperform ETH this year.
What
thoughts? 10 pounds of EOS believer, EOSIO, but he's shregging on that one.
Bro, I can't say that EOS is going to outperform Ethereum when it comes down to like people utilizing EOS. Because I'm in these clubhouse rooms, man, and most people, whenever they conversate, they don't even know anything about it, bro. They have no clue about what's happening.
But I'm gonna say this live right now, right here. I actually just got done about an hour and a half ago having my man Douglas Horn on. He's the founder of Telos, and let me tell y'all something. Telos is a sister chain of EOS, uses EOSIO. Telos is one of the most underrated blockchains. You heard it from Crypto Diamonds right here. You want to become a 100,000-aire, a millionaire, just please go look into what they're doing at Telos and what they got coming down the roadmap. It is insane. It really is insane. So that's one that's definitely undervalued by, I would say, 1,000x for sure.
Jesus. Is it like 0.000 like 001 right now?
No, it's at 4 cents. It's at 4 cents. It's at 4 cents. But you gotta go look at what they're doing, bro. They actually did EOSIO better than EOS did, than Block One did. Yeah.
I believe it.
Go ahead.
I said I believe it. Definitely from a governance standpoint, and also from like I'd say distribution standpoint as well. Like for the most part, I think Telos definitely a sleeping giant. But EOS, man, like it's been just on the sidelines. Nobody's really like pumping it. Like nobody's really like, integrating with it as much as they should. Like, bro, I'm seeing more stuff about the Flow protocol than I am seeing people talking about EOS right now.
They have a PR problem.
Yep.
They have a PR problem. And I think they have a PR problem because their hands are tied, to be honest with you. I really think from a regulatory standpoint, and this is why I believe Dan Larimer left, is because he sees the writing on the wall that like they're going to go full KYC pandering to the government. That's just my opinion. And at that point, they may see real success. But you know, a lot of people, not a lot, but some people in the space still care about the morals behind, you know, what their blockchain is doing and who they're implementing with.
Well, you got a lot of Chinese money floating around in EOS right about now. You got a lot of Singaporean money. You got Cayman Islands money. You know what I mean? Like, it's a hot space. It just is. So
Yeah, I mean, I think when you have block one entity having, I think 126,000 or 236,000 Bitcoin,
Jesus.
they don't count them out, man. Do not. I'm telling you, don't know when. I think their hands are tied. We'll see, but they definitely haven't. They haven't come to the community as many thought and as I thought they would as well to help assist with moving things along. But I think they may have their hands tied. But like I said, you heard it here first. Telos, this is gonna be me when Telos hits $4. Okay. And I don't want to hear nothing from nobody when Telos hits $4.
He got the red underwear on too.
Of course. What? Of course. Of course.
Oh man, you're killing me. I mean, hey, I ain't mad at you, bro. I probably do need to start paying more attention to some other things. It's just so much stuff going on, bro.
It's too much.
So much stuff.
Too much,
bro.
man.
Dude, speaking of a lot of stuff going on, bro, and bag holder bingo. Let's talk about. I want to do a little PSA for your audience. If you hold any DeFi on top of Ethereum, you automatically qualify for an airdrop from Lotto.finance. It's a smart contract that's been audited and developed. The team is not anonymous. They're highly influential people from New York, and they're looking to kill the Mega Millions. I kid you not. So
okay, so all right, finish. Sorry.
So what it is, it's pretty much a protocol that allows users to pretty much buy a lotto ticket on top of Ethereum, right? So it's crazy in the fact that once you hold lotto, you are automatically entered into a lottery where every 24 to 48 hours, the smart contract calls a sort of rebase or frictionless yield-based contract interaction, and some of your tokens are then taken out of your wallet, like 1 to 12 tokens, and then distributed to a winner. And yeah, it's pretty sick. So you could wake up one day and you're like, oh snap, I got like 500K a lotto, and like a lotto could be at like $1, it could be at $10. So yeah, if you hold any chain link.
Yeah, that sounds like space ripe for the SEC to come in and just wreak havoc.
Bro, it's decentralized, man. It's fully decentralized.
Bruh,
hear me out.
They live in New York. That's all I had to hear.
Bro, but hear me out. I get you guys what you're saying, but hear me out, right? The SEC will probably look at this protocol and be like, damn, this is crazy. But okay, they can't stop it. It's designed to be unstoppable, right? They can't stop people from speculating and buying these lottos. And this guy Tyler, he's gonna get this token listed on KuCoin, Gate.io, Huobi, OKX, and there's gonna be tons of Chinese money flooding into this protocol. And that
guy Tyler is gonna have a lot of people digging in his pockets. Gang, bro. New York is definitely on it.
I know, bro. I get it. I get what you're saying, Trekk, wholeheartedly. I understand your perspective, but I feel as if this gentleman, after having multiple conversations with him for hours at a time, he took the necessary steps to make sure that this protocol is unstoppable and completely decentralized.
I guess Tom is gonna tell us, bro. You're gonna be like, yo, Trekk, remember when I said? And if it go that way, great.
It's free money, bro. Dude, it's free money. Like anybody that's holding any DeFi tokens can go over there, claim their airdrop. It's like 400 tokens, same as what Uni did. And yeah, just see what comes of it. So right now they've got like a liquidity pool of about 80 grand locked up. Literally within the first 3 hours, they broke 100K volume. Our Dex tool score is about 70 right now. So 99 creation. I'm just putting in work for him, man. Like that guy, he deserves it. He's a real workhorse. I was up with him last night till like 5 o'clock in the morning having a conversation about this.
Counting that money, huh?
I mean, bro.
5 o'clock in the morning, counting that cheddar.
See, and that's why somebody gonna come and send you that email or that text message,
man.
Or
So someone asked me
DM.
where can they purchase Telos. So this is the thing. So I'm gonna say this now. The interview hasn't come out yet, but the thing why Telos is about to blow up is because they're actually getting ready to start a bridge to Ethereum. So they're gonna have a Telos token on an ERC20 token, so that can actually be traded on Uniswap. It's gonna be fully back, can swap from blockchain to blockchain. Right now, Nudex is one you can buy, where you can buy Telos. Very light, thin liquidity. That's the thing. That's why it hasn't been at least top 50 yet, because of lack of liquidity. So I'm telling you, in the next coming months, you're going to see that liquidity hit. They just did their T-bonds. I don't know if you guys know about that, but yeah, watch out for that interview. I'm going to put it out this week. A lot of great information about what Telos is doing over there.
So Nudex is like the place to be when it comes to trading right now on EOS. I was using Nudex recently to buy some wax. But yeah, any sort of project with substantial backing from the EOS community is definitely already on Nudex. Take a browse through. It's completely permissionless. It's a sick little exchange over there. And of course, as the DEX goes, man, like I appreciate the fact that they do feeless transactions. You can operate like 5 transactions a day without paying any sort of fees. So
yeah.
This comes from somebody that's actually paid like $90 for a swap. So
yep. So it's crazy, right, Trekk? Any last thoughts on the space and where we are with things, guys?
Definitely keep your eye out on these partnerships that are coming within the zero chain space. You already got Amazon and Oracle on board. More partners are coming soon with zero chain. Yeah, that's something that I'd like to say before we head out. Anybody else?
Don't get wrecked. That's all I can say.
Don't get wrecked.
That's easier said than done.
Right. I'm telling you, you take a nap and then you come back and like it's gone.
It's gone.
That's all it takes.
I gotta say this before we go. I was on the phone. I was actually trading on my phone somewhere. I was away from my house. Somebody called me, and when I got off the phone, I had lost $2,000.
Wow.
Punished. You got punished.
Wow.
Like, listen to that, people. In the time of a phone call, he lost 2K.
That boy just playing with big money right there.
If you're in about this life, just cost average in or whatever the thing is for you. But
hey, look, listen, your money's gonna disappear overnight. It's just gonna disappear. No, nothing to worry about. It's just gonna disappear. Nothing to worry about, guys.
So it's like that South Park episode. So we're gonna, put your money into this automated market maker. Then we're gonna provide liquidity, and then we're gonna, and it's gone.
Oh my God, bro. Shout out to my man Gaston Cruz for the super chat. Also, shout out to my man Rude Mud Crab for his super chat as well. I appreciate the support, guys. El Gooch is in the house. A lot of guys in the house tonight. Any last words for you, Trizek, with 2 Pizzas?
Wait, can I say about what I'm working on?
For sure. Oh, why not?
Okay. All right. So 2 books for next month. One book is called Sergeant Trekk, Life After AIT, When the Real Shit Starts. I'm working on the cover art part right now, which is going to be like a limited edition, probably like 20. And then like the Kindle version is going to be the plain, simple, like no frills cover. Still working on some technical stuff with that. And the second book is going to be Brand Echo. Every brand has a voice who's echoing yours. This is talking about the marketing and branding folks as far as what's going on in the crypto space. And I had to change my use cases because a lot of funky things happened over the last 7 months for how I was initially going to argue about brand echo. And so I had to revamp those. So that's a little bit delayed, but it's also going to have NFT cover art for limited edition. And that probably might be around 50 of those. And then it's going to be the regular Kindle version of the book. I'm doing, so you know about Tavonia
GuapCon.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm gonna start doing a giveaway in February, and it's not because it's Black History Month. It's only because I had some delays and some technical stuff. But I'm gonna start doing a giveaway of guap out of my own like holdings, and I'm looking to do it like for the rest of the year because I'm pushing for what she's doing right now. And if you on the whole black dollar and like, generational wealth, and we need to, get into this crypto space thing, like I figured let me just put my money where my mouth is. Here's guap that's coming out of my pocket. And I'm not asking for no follows or nothing like that. I'm gonna have the requirements come out probably on Twitter and like IG this week. What's the other thing? There's another part to it that I totally forgot right now. But nonetheless, those are the things that I'm working on. February is going to be a bang out month as far as getting stuff out and just, pushing on for this year. That's it.
Cool.
Oh,
cool.
And if you're trying to find me, it's literally, you see how it says TREKK, just add a W, the number 2, K, and S. No hashtags needed, and I will automatically pop up.
Say his name 3 times like Candyman.
Bruh, it took me freaking like a year and change to be able to get that to happen. When you don't need a hashtag to find me.
Yeah, Gaston, where's the call-in number? I'm trying to call in, bro. I have not set, I'm using a new software, so I have not finalized how I can get that all coordinated. So I'm still working on that. We will definitely get that up once I can figure that out. So, be patient with me. I'll have the call-in number back on the lives real soon, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Christ is the King. Good stream, gentlemen. All right. Thanks for that, bro. Yeah, that's pretty much it, ladies and gents. We out of here. Hope you guys are doing this from all this short squeezing that's going on. Make sure you take profit. You have to take profits. It does not exist if you don't cash in. Make sure you guys cash in. That's pretty much it, ladies and gents. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Episode 55. We're out of here. Holla.